Hi folks, Stark here with another PS Vita video review. Today we're looking at Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is a updated version of the console's Fate of Two Worlds. Overall it's a one-player game that provides you with the basic ad hoc mode to play from 2 to 8 players, which is the same over the network. This is overall what the box looks like. Nice presentation as usual. It's Sony. You'll get your cartridge, not really any menus, but again, all PS Vita games have a digitally built-in menu within the game itself. Have a closer look at the PS Vita. We'll have a look at overall the required space for the application installation. Let's have a look there. That's at least a good 6 to 7 megs of space that is available for the game to be installed on your Vita and on your memory card. Let's just launch the game. We got the front of the application, and on your left side you have access to the official homepage where you can check the latest news, blogs and everything else that you want to be updated with on the homepage. And on the right side you've got the PlayStation Store where you're able to view and get access to the latest DLC available for the game to download. Right there underneath you get your general sort of like news update of the latest packs, so certain warnings and things that you really need to pay attention to. Access to your website, digital menu there, refresh button to just refresh the overall information there. Swiping that will let you check your latest, the recent sort of like activities, whether it be trophies that you won or so on. Middle button straight into the game itself. Now loading time, again, like all other Vita games, the loading time is exactly the same as the overall sort of game. What I like about this is Capcom has changed certain set things on there, which I will go through. I'll let the intro play so that way you get a good look at what the intro looks like on the PS Vita. Again, the overall intro and animation on this wonderful 5-inch screen looks absolutely beautiful. Now I'm not really going to let the whole intro play, just give you a little taste of what it looks like on the sort of PS Vita. And also we had a good look at that. We'll skip and we'll go straight to the main screen menu. Now I'm giving you access to sign in, but for now I'm just going to say no and just get on straight to the front, to the main screen. Capcom's done this nice little sort of like comic book effect to the overall main menu screen right there, where you could use the directional pad by pressing left or right to go up and down through the available options, or normal up and down as it is. You can't really use the touch screen to go up and down, so everything is just traditional sort of controls. And again, you get this sort of like nice sort of comic effect right there through various options. We'll check some of the available game modes. Let's just zoom in right there. First you got an online. Let's just go back there. First one available is the offline mode. Let's have a look. In the offline mode, you get in the arcade mode, you get a exclusive Vita feature, the touch mode, where you make use out of the front touch screen, and you've got your training mode and you've got your mission mode set for particular characters. Going back out, you've got an online mode available, and in the online mode you've got your ad hoc mode option, and you get a PlayStation Network mode option available as well. You get your Heroes and Horror mode as well. You get the gallery where you're able to view artwork or movies. You get your option mode, and within the option mode you get access to controls, operation mode, sound, character's voice, system reset, and ultimate controls. So first thing you'll notice straight away with all of these sort of set features there is, like the console version, it really does lack variation in options. So you know, there's not a lot of available options to keep this game going, and this was one of the negative stuff that I didn't enjoy in the console version. There was not a lot of options available. You just had play offline or play online. It got boring after some time, after a while, you know, unless you're gonna definitely have some mates around. You're gonna play like Street Fighter. To me, I prefer Street Fighter or Tekken compared to something like this. You know, there's not a lot to keep you going or keep you coming back for more. So it does lack gameplay options, you know, from, you know, stopping you from getting bored of this game as in the console version. Now I'm going to play an online game mode, so that way, you know, you get a good look at what the game overall looks like. Let me just zoom out a little bit there. I'll just wait for it to load. Now, great thing about this version overall, what Capcom has done is they've added overall sort of like more characters on the PS Vita version compared to the console version. So you're getting a good 24 overall for Capcom side and 24 overall from the Marvel side. Overall, a good choice of 48 characters are available. Now, 6 of these characters are new characters that will, you know, were not available on the console's version, and have a look at some of these characters. Again, nothing is touchscreen sort of like activated. You have to use a normal pad to just go through various options. Now the new characters that we have from the Capcom side is, you get Nemesis, you get Firebrand there, you get Strider, you get Phoenix Wright, you get Virgil there, and you get Frank West. So you get 6 good sort of like characters on the Capcom side, and on the Marvel side they've included Nova, Ghost Rider, which is a great character, Hawkeye, you got Doctor Strange, you get Iron Fist and Rocket Raccoon. You also have, as a DLC download, just as in the console version, you can get 2 characters as well that are available, and that will be one of them being Jill Valentine as well. Overall gameplay is a typical 3-on-3 tag battle, again with a huge generous amount of characters that are available. Now going on to your desired character by pressing the left or right trigger, you see around the border right there, you're able to access various colors that are available for your characters. By pressing, as it says here, pressing the start button gives you access to your reserve unit that is available, which I don't want at the moment. So I'll just pick a character. Again, you get your free assist type. So I'll just do that one there. I'll do Frank West, and I'll do Dante. You get your normal sort of options there to, you know, choose what sort of like level you want to set it at, time, and, you know, that overall damage. But I'll just go straight into the gameplay, and I'm just going to use your normal traditional sort of like buttons. Overall controls, let me just zoom out a bit. Overall controls are, again, straightforward, nothing new to learn from. Very, very nice and very comfortable. Gameplay is flawlessly fast, frame rate is absolutely wonderful. So you know, controls, the action buttons feel very comfortable. The analog stick as well feels very comfortable to use. You get full feature of the overall animation at the background, so there's nothing really missing. Characters look absolutely amazing. You use your left trigger to bring in your assist, or to change character by holding the left or right trigger down. You could bring the characters in, or by just tapping on it like I just did right there. You bring in your assist, left for certain assist, right certain assist. If you want to change the overall character, you just need to just change Ryu. Just hold it down and then your character will come in. And you know, nice and easy. You get your typical sort of controls right there. You know, pressing the buttons together will activate your X mode, and then two buttons together, as you will have in the console version, it will activate your hyper special moves. So controls, as I said, is straightforward. Now one thing that I quite admittedly I'm quite surprised playing this game is the directional pad. Directional pad is something that you don't really want to sort of like use when when you're playing such game like these, but it's very, very comfortable. I've never really played a fighting game, well, in the old days we used to, but the directional pad, you could actually pull you could pull combos out. Movement is very smooth, very easy. So now at the same time, what I've done is I've added the console video, a video of the console version as well on top, so that way you get a good sneak comparison of what the console plays like and looks like compared to the game that I'm playing right now. So now I'll play a few levels of this game, so you could see how it plays, how it looks. Now one thing you do notice is while you do special moves, the graphic, even though it looks absolutely amazing on the Vita, when you do your sort of like special hyper moves, you do tend to notice sort of like pixel sort of issue. The overall graphics of all of these special hyper moves, it does look sort of like blurry from time to time, but it's nothing that major again to put you off from playing this game. Again, we're talking about one of the top sort of, if not the best looking game on the PS Vita currently available. So that's how the game looks. Now I'm just gonna quit out of this and I'm gonna show you the exclusive touchscreen mode. So again, by pressing start you get access to the command list, control settings, change characters and everything else. So we'll quit that and we'll have a look at the overall sort of like a touch mode that is exclusive on the PS Vita. You just wait for the game to overall load again. Exactly the same as the console conversion, and this is what we want to see. A lot more console games to be converted on the PS Vita. So let's go to the offline mode, and then we'll go to touch mode. Now, activating the touch mode doesn't really switch off your regular controls. It doesn't really access, as far as I'm aware, nothing regarding the red touchpad. It's purely just the front screen. So we'll go into that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my level and set it to the highest difficulty, and I'm doing that for a certain set reason, just to demonstrate to you as to why. Again, it doesn't really do anything when it comes to the selection of the characters. Let's just go Ghost Rider, maybe Chun-Li, I'll just pick any sort of like characters, so that way we can go straight into the gameplay. Now, difficulty, I'm going to put that to the very, very hard. Now, this overall sort of touch control, all you really need to do is just tap anywhere on the screen or on the character. I'll demonstrate to you. Now, in order to change a character, it's just a matter of this is how easy it is. Again, I'll just remember to use my thumb. You get into the habit of when you're touching the screen, you're using one hand. When you forget you could use your thumb. Then to change the player, you just have to hold it. Again, it can become very hard because it's quite fairly small. Now, you could access the X by just tapping on the X, and then you get quick access to that. If you tap on the hyperbar, you're able to access the hyperbar. So as you could see there, I've put it on the very hardest difficulty, and if you probably realize, if you looked right here, I wasn't even using any directional pad or nothing. I was just tapping like anything. I wasn't really paying attention to doing anything but just tapping on the screen, and I was able to take characters like the Hulk, and it's not easy to beat the Hulk on very hard difficulty level. So it makes the overall gameplay very, very easy. I could understand even if you're a beginner, but the whole idea of playing a game like this, it's a fighting game. It's supposed to be challenging. There really is no challenge whatsoever at all. And a lot of times, like right here, when you get a certain set characters, you could tap away as much as you want. It doesn't tend to do anything whatsoever at all. A lot of characters doesn't do anything. You need to make use of the control pad in order to get sort of like the good full use of that character itself. And again, you can't really block now, can you? So the overall sort of like the overall idea of the touch screen, yes, it's very sensitive, yes, on occasion it works, but it takes away the whole purpose of a 2D challenging fighting game, and it makes it again very uncomfortable the way you're going to hold your Vita, and a lot of characters it proves to be sort of like useless. It's like you saw right there for Ghost Rider, he wasn't really doing anything, and this is when you need to use the directional pad and make use out of certain set action buttons in order to get full use, you know, out of that character. It makes you feel as though you're in control in that character, and all of this sort of like touchscreen interface takes that control away from you, which, you know, makes the overall whole game experience something that's not really enjoyable. But I'll demonstrate how, even though I've got the overall whole touchscreen interface right there, I could still use and move my character as normal. You know, so I could still move and use my characters using over control. So, you know, you're not really stuck by the controls overall itself. So, you know, so that's what Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom looks like on the PS Vita. Great points about it is it's a beautiful conversion on the PS Vita. It looks absolutely amazing. It has to be, to me personally, I've got a few games on the Vita, and this one to me looks the best. You do realize certain pixel issues when it comes to the like hyper moves where they're kind of pixelated, but again, you're enjoying the overall gameplay, so you're really not going to pay quite, you know, full attention to that. But the graphics really look absolutely amazing on the PS Vita. Game mode hasn't got enough to desire like the console version, and the touchscreen features is great, but I think it makes the game boring and less challenging, which takes away the whole purpose of a fighting game. But again, the game does run very smoothly, and again, that graphics on the Vita is wow. Traditional controls are very comfortable, and that's including, surprisingly, the directional pad as well, where you could pull out all of those sort of like hard moves. I could even do a Shoryuken with the control pad as well. So overall, this game to me, it's a good 9 out of 10. I mean, it's not perfect, you know, when it comes to sort of like the game sort of options available or certain set key features of the graphics, but it is worth every penny in my opinion, even if it's at the full price, which to me Vita games price is quite ridiculous, but this game without a doubt is 100% worth purchasing. It's one of the games that you have to own on the PS Vita. Hope you enjoyed the review, and keep an eye out on some of the sort of games that I will be doing a review on. Like I've got right here I'll give you a quick sort of like a quick sneak peek. I've got a Grand Theft Auto downloaded from the PS Store, which I can give you sort of like a nice little sneak preview of that. But I will do a review on that. I'm going to download a few more other games on the PlayStation Store. So this is a conversion of Liberty City on the PS Vita, and I have to say I'm kind of disappointed, but you know, you're not to expect so much from a lot of these games on the, you know, the PSP games, you know, converted to the PS Vita. It's just a direct port, to be quite fairly honest. It won't be like something like the God of War, but I'll give you a sneak peek at Liberty City on the PS Vita. The game, I could say, runs very smooth. Every conversion of every type of game runs very smooth, loads very quick. A disappointment will be graphics wise, so you know, there you go, this is what the game looks like. It doesn't look too bad overall. Game doesn't look too bad at all. Controls work very well. There you go. Everything runs smooth. Let's go to the garage, get on the bike. So look out for the video review on Grand Theft Auto Liberty City. Cheers.